here in the one-room schoolhouse at Andrew Jackson and Kirk. This building is really a significant building out here at the park.
It is. It shows several different things that the park kind of focuses on. One, education was always an important part of this community, even from the early parts of the settlement. There was an academy here called the Waxhaw Academy in the 1700s. That was the only academy in the backcountry of South and North Carolina. Today, this building was built in 1976 by the retired educators of Lancaster County, and it's somewhat of a museum to the history of education in Lancaster County. We've got books in here that are 150 years old and younger. Desks that you'll see in the building range from the 1900s up through the 1970s, so you might recognize things in here.
I was going to say, I've recognized a couple in here.
Right. The retired educators are one of many local groups that support the park, and that's one very unique thing about a park. Our community is very involved with it. We've got a Friends of Andrew Jackson group, the retired educators who come out here, the Arts Council uses the park, and it's just not a place that tourists come to, but it's very involved in our community.
And this is similar to what perhaps Andrew Jackson would have been educated in a building similar to this in a schoolhouse?
Yes. Andrew Jackson went to what they called a field school originally, which was a one-room log building that would have sat in an abandoned field, and it's where the children would be gathered to be taught basics. Andrew and his two brothers went to a field school, then Andrew was lucky and went ahead and went to the academy, which his mother had aspirations for him to become a Presbyterian minister, and she thought he'd need that extra education to achieve that. As we know, he did not.
Exactly. Now, this is one of the buildings that comes alive during some of those special events.
It is. Since it does have sort of the look of the 1700s, we're able to use it for part of our programming, either on the outside or the inside, and it becomes a stage for us. But it also helps give people that atmosphere that we're looking to put them back in time.
Exactly, and it's a great opportunity to see how education may have happened in that time frame. Now, you also have a museum here on the grounds that give people an opportunity,
right.
Also comes alive during those events and gives people an opportunity to see what life was like then.
Yes, it's a museum that focuses on the life in the backcountry of South Carolina in the 1700s and Andrew Jackson's youth, and we do use it as a stage also.
What are some of the things, if somebody comes out to visit, that they may see in that museum?
The museum's got probably the neatest thing we've got to show is a lock of Andrew Jackson's hair, and he had given it to an admirer in the 1840s, and she passed it down to the family, and the descendants gave it to the park. We've also got some relics from the battlefields in the Waxhaws. We've got documents that Andrew Jackson signed when he was president, and maps of the area showing the different developments in this area through the 20 years that Andrew Jackson lived in this area.
And you mentioned the battles that occurred here. That's one of the things that visitors will get an opportunity to see, is some reenactments of some of the battles that may have occurred.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we've got full reenactments, but we have people who come out occasionally dressed in the colonial period clothing and talk about what it was like to be a soldier or a militiaman in the campaigns here in the 1780s that were very decisive in how the American Revolution turned out. And we really emphasize that part of the story a lot because that's what Andrew Jackson remembered a lot when he was an adult. Those experiences were what helped really shape him.
Great opportunity to experience a lot of history when you come to Andrew Jackson.
Yes, there is. The park was originally created as a commemoration to President Jackson, and so we've tried very hard to emphasize that as you come to your visit here.
But there are a few other things to do out here too.
We've got a lot of different activities here.